Man, was today a roller coaster? Um, I hope my mic's working. Should probably check it. Yo, 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 yo. Yep. All right. Today was a roller coaster, man. I went from being down about 600 to being up right around, or you can see $23. Man, so what was I trying to trade today? So obviously we had these CPI data wick lows, which was my main target. And then we had the start of this hourly gap up here, which I was also could see being targeted. So what pretty much happened? Sorry, let me delete this. It's getting in my way. All right, so off open, we came up kind of going towards these. We rejected inverse, so I was already like, all right, we're going to take out these lows. We're displacing really hard. What am I doing? I'm waiting for any pullback at this point into anything really. So when I saw this 1 minute fair value gap get hit, I was like, all right. Um, I entered off of, I guess, this candle closure. So um, entered off this 1 minute close, and obviously that was a massive mistake. Um, this was the trade, I believe, and I believe I had my stops actually. Give me a, jeez. I had my stops there, just in case that 1 minute wanted to get retapped into, which it did. Now, where did I mainly go wrong today? Um, Other than the fact that my bias was incorrect, I did not go break even at this low, which I definitely should have done. This should have been my break even point, which would have saved me a lot of money. Ended up losing about 500 on this. Um, and then I took another trade up here, which I believe was a dumb trade. This was me going back to old habits, and this is exactly how you blow an account. So when we finally inverse this top gap, I entered here wanting to target these hourly highs, and I was just ran my stop somewhere down here, which obviously was very retarded because I got out of it within the next two candles. So thankfully I did that and didn't allow this to come and stop me out for a full however much I was risking. And then I kind of figured we would reject off this area just because we still had these draws to the downside, and I figured this was just all right, a big manipulation leg. We're just coming in, collecting all this internal liquidity. We're going to reject off of this and head lower. Um, what was my entry? I couldn't tell you. I was essentially gambling with this. Um, I saw price rejected pretty hard off of this, and then we also had this rejection block here, which CE was never hit, so I don't really trade rejection blocks. I just know kind of what they are, so I had that in the back of my mind. I entered somewhere in here. I don't know. Let's just say around that price. Stops were at the high, and I was targeting this low. And this is what brought a lot of my money back for the day. I ended up adding three contracts on accident. I was actually trying to take three contracts off, and I pressed sell even though I was already in a short, so that wasn't good. And then once I saw that I did that, I pretty much just exited like 2 seconds later. Um, and I could have held a little bit lower. Probably would have closed out around here. The second I saw an up candle, probably would have just closed. And this would have been a pretty nice trade to have. Um, this would have been a good one to hit for sure. Um, but it is what it is. I still ended up off of a really bad day, off of a lot of mistakes, right? Like not going break even here, entering something stupid here, gambling here. Like this very well could have been a blown account today, and I ended up $23. So could always be worse. Yeah, I was really dead set on these lows or this data low getting hit. And the market just did not want to do that. So, what did I really learn today? One, just wait for your setup, man. Stop trying to like get into every little trade ever. I think what mainly messed up my psychology today was the fact that I saw this right here. And I was like, man, that really would be a good spot to enter. Um, and I didn't. And then I just saw it dumping towards data lows. So I was really like, man, if we go and take out this low, and I also saw all this, like, look at all this LR, right? All this trend line liquidity here. Um, so I mean, that was also another thing I saw. So I was like, man, this would really be a good spot to get into. But it is what it is. I ne really need to dial in my psych if I want to end up making this a career. So I think just because the only trade that makes sense for right here, right, is okay, we have this 5 minute form. We are short bias. We scale down. What are we looking for? No 1 minute and no 1 minute for value gap. Okay. Go to the 30 second. Wow. We have a 30 second for value gap. What do we do? We enter short on the close. Stops at the high, targeting that right there. We go break even at the internal swing. Bada bing, bada boom. And that's that. That's the trade, right? And that's a good trade. I'm perfectly happy getting break even with this, right? Um, but and then the only other trade that would have made sense is just going for a really short scalp here, right? Off of sweep of this internal liquidity tapping into CE of the gap, and then you get a close out of it and target whatever. I guess that. So I mean, there's opportunities. You just have to wait and be patient. I mean, which is something I'm having a hard time doing because I really just want to fast my first funded so bad. Um, but yeah, I will be back at it again tomorrow. Um, yeah, that's today's trade recap. Not really anything valuable other than the fact of, hey, don't be stupid and make these mistakes like I did. Um, but yeah.